So, disclaimers. This is a gay erotica. I'm just letting you know now. And this is a dark romance, meaning a lot of triggering things happen in the book. I'll put up a list the author made in the novel, and as the author said, I don't condone these actions in real life, it's just a fantasy. Now, I've read many dark romances. Granted, most of them were fan fiction. In my defense, there are a lot of surprisingly well-written fan works out there, a lot better than most shittily written novels that somehow got published. Seriously, I read only fan fiction for years because most novels suck, but I decided to give this novel a chance, and I'm glad I did. The story takes place in a distant galaxy on another planet. The aliens are similar to humans physically, but the technology is more advanced and the society is based on a royal hierarchy with different royal families ruling certain galactic territories. This book is the third installment in a series. I didn't know that, but it can be read as a standalone. We follow Detective Shade as he investigates a series of murders. Each victim was methodically and extensively tortured, but the murderer always leaves behind a package filled with evidence they collected showing how horrible the victims actually were before they died. Abusers, child kidnappers, rapists. Each victim harbored some dark secret they kept well hidden. So well hidden, in fact, that the officers never caught on to their crimes, and probably never would have if the murderer hadn't killed them and delivered proof. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is that Shade is a cheetah. A cheetah is a very strong empath that can read people's emotions. And Shade is actually very sensitive to other people's emotions that he gets overwhelmed pretty easily. Though he hates his job, being a detective was the best option for someone with his abilities. And he's dedicated to keeping his spotless reputation of closing every case he gets. Enter Apollo, the other, more darker side of this warped coin. Apollo is a very interesting character indeed, but I don't want to spoil too much about him. His story is kind of typical, but there's an element to it that adds a bit more intrigue that I want you guys to learn for yourself. But for explanation's sake, he's the serial killer. What I love about this novel is that not only is it a slow burn, but the characters are both fairly smart people. And the situations they find themselves in make sense. No deus ex machina, no bullshit MacGuffin, no confusing jumps from one scene to another. There are actually a couple of twists in the story I wasn't expecting. I should have expected it, but the story has a way of sucking you in and then hitting you with new info that'll leave you even more invested. Also, I appreciate the complexity of the characters. Though Detective Shea projects a strong stoic veneer, he suffers with emotional trauma that leaves a deep-seated scar of self-loathing and despair. Apollo, on the other hand, is so detached from others, yet he loses control of his emotions whenever Shade's involved. I also enjoyed the dialogue between the characters. They're on opposite sides of the law, but their differing of perspectives and the things they do agree on take situations from black and white to a muddled gray. Their conversations are very interesting and introspective. And I'm happy to say it does have a happy ending. It just takes a lot of trudging through the darkest pits of acidic sludge to get there. Look, it has a detective main character, a serial killer love interest, it's a slow burn, and a dark psychological romance. Of course this would be up my alley. And it also helps that it's well written. I can't tell you how many novels I've read that are clunky and have no understanding of pacing. Anyways, I highly recommend it. It's a really good read. Honestly, it's one of those books that I read on my Kindle app, but I'm definitely going to buy a physical copy because it's just that good. I hope you guys like this content. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. For those of you who were wondering where I've been, I know it has been a while since the last time I posted. I was trying to live stream Baldur's Gate 3, but my internet literally cannot support me streaming, so it kept getting chopped off and cut out, and it was very frustrating. So in the end, I just decided just to make a Let's Play out of the series. So for the last good couple of weeks, I've been recording so much BG3 content that it's going to be a monster just to edit. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna, release this video, and then there's gonna be another video later on that I'm working on. And yeah, I'll just try to upload the regular content I make and then get around to editing all those videos for Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Plays. Alright, I hope to see you guys later. I'm gonna go read some more yaoi, and goodbye.